must ask the question, what are we doing for our youth? Mr. Speaker, we live in an extraordinary time in human history, a time of immense transition, of profound risks, and also of great opportunities. We are in the midst of epoch-changing shifts in the global economy, as large, fast-growing countries, particularly China and India, have become major world producers and consumers. Their weight in world trade, finance, and investment, and in restructuring the world's industries affects every country, every firm, and indeed every family. Fast-growing economies that are raising living standards and creating jobs have one thing in common. They are continually moving into new products and improving the ways of producing the things that they want to sell to others. Adaptation to the disciplines and the productive possibilities of the new global economy opens up new opportunities for improving living standards and expanding employment. But it also presents great challenges because we have to seize these opportunities and seize them with passion. We have taken on the responsibility to build a better South Africa. We have taken on the challenge that the legacy of apartheid has left us, a legacy of disempowerment, of landlessness, of inequality of opportunity and outcome, and millions of unemployed young people who cannot see a realistic prospect for a decent life. Confronting these realities is not about blaming the past or denying our own shortcomings. It is about recognizing that now is the time to do extraordinary things to deal with our particular development circumstances. It requires new ideas and bold efforts from all South Africans, government, business, labor, communities, and indeed every family member. We must show across the economy the game-changing strengths we have shown on big issues before, from creating our democracy in 1994 to hosting the World Cup last year. Now, we have to ignite the flame of higher inclusive growth, and above all, sustain it. We cannot view the fact that 42% of our young people between the ages of 18 and 29 are unemployed as merely a statistic. Young men and women in cities, in informal settlements, in towns and villages may not have jobs. They possess the awareness and the ability, nonetheless, to learn. They set new trends in fashion and inspire us with their music. They have hope and look to us to give meaning to that hope. In response, we must take measures to ensure that our young people can look forward to decent work in productive, competitive enterprises. It means that we will continue to strengthen social expenditure as government, enabling families to commit to participating in education and community activities while supporting the old and sick. Inclusive growth means strenuous efforts to cut back poverty and shrink the inequality that continues to blight us. The South African growth path we envision is not measurable by GDP alone. It must be an inclusive growth which especially benefits the many South Africans who have been left behind. Inclusive growth also means the addressing of climate change challenges that confront the long-term global outlook. This year, South Africa will host the 17th conference of the parties of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, in short, COP17. Our own efforts to green our economy, so to speak, will come under special scrutiny at the time. Mitigation initiatives are just not about reducing the dangers associated with a hotter future, but they also offer significant opportunities to create jobs and reduce costs in our economy. And so, in mapping a new growth path that will lead to rapid creation of jobs, that will ensure an equitable distribution of benefits, that will reduce inequality, that will ignite industrial development and transform rural and urban communities, in charting this course, we are mindful of the specific realities of our own circumstances and the changing shape of the global economy. As Comrade Chris Hani so rightly said, and I quote, "We want to build a nation free from hunger, disease, and poverty, free from ignorance, homelessness, and humiliation, a country in which there is peace, security, and jobs," end quote. It is time, ladies and gentlemen and honorable members, to celebrate and embrace the potential of our unemployed young, knowing that they are our future. How we meet this challenge will shape the quality of life that our children and their children will enjoy in the decades to come.